All right, so Mara, this looks a little bit different. So tell me, I'm going to just kind of scroll through here, and then you tell me which, it's the same unit. It's just that they look a little bit different. So these will be slightly different questions. So, or is it any of these questions on this page, Mara? No, none on this page? Okay. What about this page? No? No, I mean, it won't look the exact same, but it'll have the same type of idea. Let me see if I can. I can't. Yeah, like it's not going to look exactly like it. But see if it's any of these. I can't find that study guide. I don't know what I did. Okay, number 3. Good answer. Oops. Okay. All right, so number 3 says find the coordinates of P along the directed line segment so that we have a ratio of 1 to 2. Okay, so I'm going to use this. All right, so this will be x1, y1, and this will be x2, y2, because it's saying AB, right? AP to PB. And then this is A, and this is B. All right, so when I plug in, oops. All right, so I've got oops, sorry. Did I write this down right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I didn't write it down right. Okay, so x1, so -2 plus a over a plus b times x2 minus x1, and then y1 plus a over a plus b times y2 minus y1. All right, so then order of operations says that we're going to do this part first, this part, and that part. That's like a bunch of parts. Okay, so we have -2 plus 1/3 of 6, because this is 4 plus 2, which is 6, and then 1 plus 1/3 of 3. So now, order of operations, I am going to do this part next. So we got to multiply before we can add. So this gives me -2 plus 2, because 1/3 of 6 is 2, and then 1 plus 1/3 of 3 is 1. So -2 plus 2 is 0, and 1 plus 1 is 2. Did that help, Mara? Okay. All right. So let me zoom out so then you can see. Is he as another one from this page? And same thing, Brian and Gabe, if you guys see any questions that you want me to do from this, I can do any of them, okay? All right, so number 5 and number 6. Actually, let's. Sorry, this is bothering me, so I'm covering it up because this writing is bothering me. Okay. All right, so I'm going to focus on number 5 first. All right, so it says you want to write a slope-intercept form equation. So that means y equals mx plus b. And it's going to be parallel. So if it's parallel to the line y equals 3. So let's talk about this. Is one, whenever you have an x equals or a y equals, it's hard to just do the plug-in part right here. All right, so So y equals -3 is this line right here. So this is the line y equals -3. Well, if it's talking about parallel, that means it's got to be going in this direction as well, because it's going to run next to it, right? But it's got to go through the point 4 comma -1. Here is the point 4 comma -1. Well, if it's going to go this direction, it's going to have to look like this right here. And so this is the line y equals -1. So that would be the equation of that. Now let's just, I'm going to change this up a bit. Well, actually, before I do that, questions about this one, this number 5, I'm going to do another one similar with parallel, but I want to erase this and see if you have any questions first. No questions? Okay. So let's say all right, so let's say the equation is, I'm going to change it a bit. So let's say it's parallel to y equals 2x minus 4. Okay. So if it's parallel to this, that means it has the same slope. So you know that m is going to be equal to, it's going to go through 4, -1, which means x is 4 and y is -1. So when I plug that in, so I'm going to have y equals mx plus b. So -1 equals 8 plus b minus 8 minus 8. -9 equals b. So if I put this together with this, the equation would be 2x minus 9. That's parallel to this, but goes through this point. All right, so did that help? Hopefully. That help, Mara? Yes? Okay. Okay. All right, so then number 6, sorry, I'm trying to move all this. Okay, if it is going to go through this point, so this is x and this is y, and it's perpendicular to 3/2, 3/2, if you swap your numerator and denominator and then change the sign, you have -2/3. So this is what your slope is going to be if it's perpendicular. And then again, we're going to use this x and this y. So y equals mx plus b. So -2 equals -2 plus b, add 2, 0 equals b. So when you put this together, you would have y equals -2/3 x plus 0, which is just simply -2/3 x. Okay. Did that help, Mara? Yes? Yeah. All right, let me zoom out and see. Brian and Aaliyah, if you guys have questions about any of these. I know Aaliyah, you just came in. I did number 3. It's kind of over there to the left. And I can change screen. I'm going to change to the next page in a second and see if y'all have any questions. Did you guys need me to do 1, 2, or 4? Definitely. All right, so number 4. This. Okay, so number 4. So find the coordinates of P that would be 1/5 of the way along the directed line segment AB. So this means that since it's AB this way, that means this is x1, y1, and then this is x2, y2. 1/5, it already, when it says 1/5, this is already A over A plus B. So you're just going to use this. You don't have to do one is A and one is B. Okay. So when I plug all this in, so I have x1 plus a over a plus b, so that's my 1/5, times x2 minus x1. Then you have y1 plus a over a plus b, so that's 1/5, times y2 minus y1. I have a mistake sometimes of not plugging in the right, like I look at the right stuff anyway, when they're small. So tell me if that doesn't look like that's plugged in correctly, is what I'm getting at. Sorry. Okay. So we have 8 plus 1/5 of -5. And then 0, which I don't even need to put that, do we? 1/5 of -2. So 8 plus 1/5 of -5. Actually, 1/5 of -5 is -1. 1/5 of -2 is -2/5. So 7 comma -2/5. Or you could put a decimal on that one, like make it -0.4. All right, do y'all have questions about 1 or 2? And then I can flip to the back and see if you have questions about those. Okay, let me flip to the back. Yep, I can do number 8. Definitely. Okay, let's see. Okay. So for number 8, so we're going to go ahead and plot these points. So C is at 2 comma -4, A is at 7 comma -2, and T is at 7 comma -7. Okay. So it says, what type of triangle would this be classified as? And so if it's asking if it's scalene, isosceles, or equilateral, then that's referring to the distances, the length of the sides. Okay, so remember, if it's scalene, no sides are equal. Isosceles has 2 equal sides, and equilateral has 3 equal sides. So we want to find the distances between these. Now, AT is easy because you can just count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So AT is 5. So now I'm going to use the distance formula, and I'm going to find the length of line segment CA. So, x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So it's 5 squared plus 2 squared, which is 25 plus 4, which is square root of 29. I feel like I messed that up. Hold on. Y2 minus y1 over x2. Oh, I think I did that right. Okay. So CA is square root of 29. so CA, let's see. So now let's do CT. Actually, let me change colors. My colors merge. Okay, so CT, I don't know what in the world I just wrote there. All right, so square root of 38. Again, I hope I did that wrong. All right, so because all three of these are different, because you've got 5, square root of 38, and square root of 39, this would be a scalene triangle because none of the sides are the same. Okay, any others from this page? No, isosceles, yes, isosceles is 2 equal sides. So like, let's say, I don't know, let's say this had been a, oops, that didn't work out right. Like, let's say this had been a 5 right here, because there would have been 2 equal sides, we would have called that isosceles. I will tell you, let me do number 9, only because the question that was like this was missed a lot on the study guide. When I went through and I was checking those. So given triangle TAN. So T is at -6, 6. A is at -6, 1. And then N is at -2, 1. All right, so this question says to prove that it's a right triangle. The right triangle has to do with angles. When I did number 8 up here, this had to do with the distance. This had to do with distance formula because you're talking about length of sides. So that's why I use that one. But with this right triangle, you're talking about angles, which means you're dealing with slope here. I had a lot of people give me the length of the sides on the question that was similar to this on your study guide. And so here, so if you want to find the slope, like let me do the slope from T to N. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -5. And then to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So -5/4 is this slope. Okay. AN has a slope of 0 because you're not going up or down at all. And then AT has a slope of undefined. Okay, because it's straight up and down. This one, you just have to realize that this means that this is a right angle, because 0/1 for 0, like 0 over a number, if you flip it, that gives you 1/0, and you can even change the sign. That's still undefined. So when you have a slope of 0 and a slope of undefined, those are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so that's what proves. So this one's a little bit trickier because of that, but this is the one that proves that. All right, any other questions? No? All right, Brian, how about you? No? Okay. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, then that's all. And you can email me, guys, if you're working on something and you have any questions, okay? I don't mind helping you. I know it's hard to learn it from home, especially without a lot of adult interaction, but you're more than welcome to email me, okay? All right, y'all have a good day. Stay dry. Stay safe.